sometimes standing on faith means standing alone. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. My name is Chris Bailey, and this is it. This is part number 5 of this 5-part series in the book of Joshua, looking at the story of Joshua and Caleb. Caleb in particular, because it's amazing that one person is all it took for Israel to do what it is that they needed to. But unfortunately, a multitude, even a majority said, nah, that's not what we're going to do. So it's the power of not just the person, but it also shows us the power of the crowd. Well, be prepared in standing on what God has said to a lot of times be the only one standing. Because when Caleb speaks words of faith and when Caleb stands on the Lord, it says that he stilled the people in Numbers 13:30 before Moses, and he said, let's go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. I love the humility and the faith, the confidence, the Christ confidence of Caleb, because at no point when he gives that one verse speech does he say, I'm going. He's constantly saying, we, but he's standing not on their faith, but on his own. He's standing on his own. He's trying to rally the people to trust God. And as he's making this we plea, look what the we say. But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. So basically the crowd said that we is more powerful than our we. And you know why that happened? The reason why that we seemed more powerful than their we, because each one personally did not believe. Caleb is proof that only one is needed to stand. And they're proof that as long as we're looking at other people and not making a personal decision, we will find ourselves in the crowd. And unfortunately, that was a crowd that died in the wilderness. So let's get comfortable in being alone, but not really lonely. See, I may be alone in standing with God, but I'm technically not alone because I'm standing with God. And God and me makes the majority. Don't forget that, because the people now shift in this mass psychosis of doubt. Look at what they say. It says there in verse number 32, it says they brought up an evil report. It became contagious. What started with a small group, it spreads this evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of a great stature. So this shows us that not all news is good news. An evil report, and you see the impact that it has on the people. The enemy knows this, and not much has changed today. If you find yourself watching more of channel whatever versus then reading chapter whatever, you will find that evil report, it starts to mess with you. It messes with your mind. It messes with your stress levels. It messes with your peace levels, and it messes with your faith, to where you start to see God becoming less and less relevant. And just on what's happening around you, it becomes more and more real. It should be the other way around. And it's not just that reality, and it's not to say that we check out of reality, but it does not supersede the realness of God in my life. He is real. And while the news may have some relevance, I'm putting my faith on who's real. So whether or not the report is evil or good, whether or not the report is true or false, I'm standing on what God has said. And that's all Caleb was standing on. They were called to go to take the land. And when other people saw challenges, he saw an opportunity for change. So think of your challenge. Think of something that's right now not possible for you, not possible for someone else. You can ask for God to work in your life. We can even pray for God to work in their life, to make what seems impossible not just possible, but a promise. So let's talk faith. Be prepared in that move to start alone. Remember, even if it's just you and God, you'll never finish alone. But I have enough faith when Jesus said that if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men to me. You might start on your own, but I believe when you get to the finish line and into your victory, you're going to have somebody else with you, and maybe a lot of others with you who can say the same thing and can even thank God for what he's done in you.